Sky News can reveal a key policy change from the Victorian Coalition was not taken to shadow cabinet or Liberal MPs before being announced. Brad Battin's position, calling for a cancellation of the Suburban Rail Loop project, comes as caucus gathers for a strategy meeting. Our Victorian political reporter Simon Love has these exclusive details. So, Simon, what have you learned in the last hour?
Well, as that strategy meeting goes on behind me at the exclusive Jollymont house in East Melbourne, I can reveal that Brad Battin's change, or at least strengthening of position on the Suburban Rail Loop, was not taken to his colleagues within Shadow Cabinet or to the caucus before announcement yesterday afternoon. Now, this marks a major shift in the Coalition's stance on the Suburban Rail Loop project, because for more than a year under John Pesutto, the Coalition had been calling for a pause in this project, not a whole-scale cancellation of the $34.5 billion Suburban Rail East project, which would be a rail tunnel going from Cheltenham in Melbourne's southeastern Bayside suburbs up to Box Hill in the eastern suburbs. Now, on Monday, Brad Battin called on the Allen government to cancel the contracts. Sky News told by senior Liberal sources that that stance was not taken to Shadow Cabinet, as with any policy change that would need to be ratified by the Coalition. Now, despite sources expressing some frustrations around the consultation strategy of Brad Battin, to me, a number of his colleagues, including leadership team colleagues, have backed his position in this morning arriving for the strategy meeting. Should Brad Battin have told Shadow Cabinet he was changing the SRL policy?
He's made a very good call.
Should he have told Shadow Cabinet?
Made a very good call.
This is a project that we've always said is the wrong project at the right time. We've been calling for this to be paused for a long time now.
Yeah, Cancelling's different, though. Should he have taken that to Shadow Cabinet?
Well, I can recall right from the very beginning saying that this project is not funded and should not proceed. That's what we've been saying all along, and that's what we'll continue to do.
Cancelling, it's different to pausing it.
The project shouldn't continue. We've been saying that. This is a dud project, and the project doesn't have legs, and the Victorian taxpayers cannot afford it at this point in time, and Brad Battin's made the right call.
Shadow Cabinet united if he's not taking this?
Absolutely, Simon. Absolutely.
Now, when asked why Brad Battin didn't take this to his Shadow Cabinet colleagues before announcement, a spokesperson for the Leader of the Opposition's office has told Sky News that our policy hasn't changed. We're still committed to reviewing the project in contract terms when we are in government. Yesterday, we called on the Allen Labor government to cancel the project before it's too late, and they send the state broke for the sake of the Premier's vanity project. So, although this approach has raised eyebrows internally, it's something that Brad Battin was able to get on the front foot yesterday in his announcement.
Jacinta Allen has an opportunity now to cancel it, work with the organisations and cancel the contract. That is in the best interest of all Victorians. We know the money's not coming in. If this government is so incompetent they've signed contracts for a project that could effectively send this state broke without knowing where the funding's coming from, let them explain that to Victorians.
This is just a call to the government, though. I think the Labor government, state Labor, will be quite emboldened by the Prime Minister's stance on this yesterday, when he flew into town for a dashing visit to the outer suburban seat of McEwen. He was asked about Suburban Rail Loop, would he still back that? But later on, Melbourne Radio stated that he believes there is merit in the project. But I think it's unlikely, Laura, we'll see any further funding for the rail loop in tonight's federal budget after a $2.2 billion contribution for early works, promised at the last election, only paid just a couple of months ago before this damning Infrastructure Australia report released on Friday, which encouraged the government to have an exit strategy.
Well, things are going well there in Victoria, Simon. Keep on it for us. We'll see you soon.